along with the other 5 games played by the Wolfpack, which means that Saints, as we resume the season here at Emerald Headingley, went into this game 8th in the table. This has not been the performance of a side that looks as though they belong in 8th place in the table. This has been a dominant performance from the champions, who have looked every inch worthy of that title. And this is only the first 40 minutes of the resumption.
Well, I think some of the results and some of the performances before lockdown was a result of the mental and physical effort they put into competing with the Sydney Roosters in the World Club Challenge game. It did take a lot out of them. They weren't at the best. But as you saw in round 1 against Southern, as you've seen in the first 40 minutes of 2020 version 2, they are still the team to beat.
And James Bentley, with the first run of the second half, has really stood up in this game. He's scored a try. He's been very much involved, as has this man, Zeb Teya, and Teya is on the run again, looking for some support. Nobody could get there in time, and eventually it's the fullback Artur Morg and Falau who make the tackle, but Saints really no let up from them, and Farge was taken out after he'd passed the ball. He felt that. He's still on the ground, but Saints with Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook on the last. That'll be the turnover, but a statement of intent from Saints.
Built really poor from Catalan. You know that you look at the scoreboard, 16-0 bit down at half-time. You come out, all of a sudden the Saints go to the left-hand side. James Maloney, one of the most experienced players, misses a tackle. They go through. You got De Costa, who's flying up the line trying to solve problems themselves, and it's just not good enough. Steve McNamara will be going absolutely mad. You've got to make sure that you're in the contest. They've got to drive their own standards up, and they're just not doing that at present.
Here is Matt Whitley. That's the 40-metre line. 3 tackles gone this set for the Catalan Dragons, and Drinkwater trying to wrong foot the defence, but Joe Batchelor, having nothing to do with that, made the tackle sure as ever on the last, and it's Maloney who hoists that kick into the sunshine. Coote is underneath it, claims it comfortably, and then looks for Grace, and Grace with those lovely fast nimble feet trying to probe for an opening, and then here comes Makinson. Makinson runs into the clutches of Sam Moa, making his first appearance of the season. Sam Moa. Nagama now. 3 tackles gone.
Play on. No, play on. Okay, come on.
Roby. Big hit on Batchelor there. It was Cassiano. Now here is Lomax. Lomax gets the pass away to Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook. Falau was down low. Coote hoists the kick. Morg is there, but Morg can't get there before Percival. Percival flicks it back to Coote. Coote with a little kick ahead. Farge picks it up. The ball, though, had drifted forward. And adventurous from Saints, but it didn't quite come off.
And as Terry pointed out just a moment ago, really, here, worrying signs for Catalan here, that they're not competing to contest for those balls here in the opening minutes of this second half. The accuracy of the passing. In fact, look at the tackle technique. I know both sides put 3 men into a tackle. There's a completely different result, isn't there, with how the Saints are tending to do it and how the Catalan Dragons are. Both know that's what they want to do, the perfect tackle, get the guy under control, but only one side's been capable of doing it.
3 tackles gone as Garcia gets to his feet, and here is Sam Moa now, and Moa, long servant in Super League, back for his second spell, of course. That's the 5th tackle. They're still inside their own half as Tompkins plays the ball. Maloney drills the kick away, and it's fielded by Lachlan Coote. Here is Regan Grace, and an opportunity to get the half-time news. Let's go down to Jenna Brooks.
Thanks, Bill. Steve McNamara says that he thinks it's a good contest. He does admit that the new 6 again is getting the better of the Catalan Dragons, and if they can just stick to the game plan, they'll be back in this game. As far as Christian Wolf goes, he's really pleased with possession, particularly just before half-time when Saints had 3 sets in a row. He thought that they were outstanding, and if they can just keep up the good work in defence, they've got enough to win the game.
Certainly looks that way. Thank you, Jenna. Here is Kyle Amor now, 35 years of age.
And look how much ground he made with 3 Catalan Dragons already in contact with him. Inside pass to McCarthy Scarsbrook.
Lovely ball. And McCarthy Scarsbrook gets the pass away. And Coote will go in for his second of the game. A hint of forward there, not a bit of it. And Coote gets his second of the game. And Saints continue where they left off. Lovely free-flowing play. And Steve McNamara with plenty to think about, as really the Catalan Dragons cannot contain the Saints. They are certainly on the march here today, and Lachlan Coote, only his 3rd appearance of the season.
Well, Catalan can't cope physically, and neither can we in terms of the skill here. The passing accuracy and support play is superb. They do look back to their very best. They've used the time well. The timing of the play is fantastic here when you consider they've not been had a warm-up game, a friendly match or anything here to get back. The accuracy and timing is superb.
The coach enjoyed it, the fans enjoyed it, and Grace will have enjoyed it, because it's another Saints try by that man Lachlan Coote, and this one bang in front of the posts. And that is a very good point. They're returning to action after 4.5 months out. If it's the same length of time as a pre-season would be, and you'd expect to have a trial match or something like that in pre-season, there's been no opportunity for that, not even with among the players, and yet they have clicked here today. Coote slots over some more points for Saints. 22-0 they lead. Let's hear from John Wells.
Thanks very much, Bill. Yeah, it's a really, really important, crucial minute of the game, and the 38th minute in the first half, that could end up being the point at which Saints asserted their dominance. 2 really important defensive involvements from Tommy Makinson. We're more used to seeing him scoring tries. I think he potentially saved a couple then right before Percival's break upfield. Their game plan, very, very obvious from the sideline here. The repeat efforts they're forcing to the Catalans, big men around the ruck, and then big back rowers for the Catalan Dragons, Zeb Taylor in particular, targeting the smaller men on the edges. Game plan, if that's what it is, has been adhered to strictly, and it's bearing fruit at the moment.
Yeah, Zeb Taylor once more involved there.
Bill, they just don't need to go away from what they're doing. They're attacking the centre of the field. They're getting an awful lot of joy. Saints are renowned in Super League for playing on the front foot and speed around the play of the ball. They've got one of the best in James Roby. As soon as he spots when it's the right time to run, he will run. He'll bring the big forwards onto the ball. Lou McCarthy Scarsbrook goes at the line, a little step, beats a defender, pokes his nose through the line. They don't need to go wide. They don't need to shift it.
Here is Zeb Taylor once more. This time, Catalan are able to contend with him, and Zeb Taylor just felt that challenge.
It's an awkward tackle. He seemed to get bent backwards, didn't it? The legs were facing one way and the upper body twisted and went in another direction.
I think it might have been the clash of heads with Da Costa as well.
Well, Da Costa has looked to put in a few hefty challenges in this game. He's jumped the line, especially in the second half, on a number of occasions. He's set himself to hit Taylor, and you can see the way Taylor buckles back when he takes that tackle, that he's not quite right. It was a full-blooded. Look at this, there's all the power, he's got all the momentum going forward. As soon as he's hit, you can see him, the legs go underneath him. He's rocked back, he's pushed back and bent over.
Nothing malicious in Da Costa's challenge there. He wasn't even looking in the right direction. And he's just nursing, I think, a bit of a bang on the jaw. Zeb Taylor's back on his feet, but escorted from the field for a assessment, and his influential involvement in this game comes to an end. Is there a bit of blood there as well, I think? But he has been outstanding in this performance from St Helens. Saints with Kyle Amor. Roby. Coote. Big kick from him. Artur Morg is underneath it, and there's the footwork from Morgan. There's the pace from Morgan. This is what his coach wanted to see.
Brilliant player, absolutely brilliant, because I was going to compliment Mark Percival's effort to chase that high kick and put Morg under pressure. Not only did he beat Percival, beat almost half the rest of the team as well here. And there's a penalty on the back of it. A kick to touch when they get this, but wonderful feat. If only they could get him in the game more. He did start to go into the dummy half position a bit more. I know basically you want a half-back to play at full-back nowadays. I suppose that's what Sam Tompkins was when he originally started there.
Shades of Morgan Escaray, I think, in his prime. Arthur Morg, still only 21 years of age, former Saint-Estève player. Here's Sam Cassiano, and Cassiano looking to build up a head of steam. Takes a while. Da Costa. Samoa, Josh Drinkwater now, and Morg it is. Little burst of pace from him, but good defence. Fage, a fellow Frenchman, makes the tackle. Drinkwater. Here is Samoa now. Catalan for the first time in this second half. Deep in St Helens territory. Here is Da Costa. Gets the pass away to Drinkwater. Oh, the ball goes backwards, and it's almost picked up. It's Maloney who has it. It's the handover, and another Catalan attack. Another, there haven't been that many.
I was going to say, the only positive for Catalan here through this mistake is that far away from their own try line. But now they've got to try and contend with the juggernaut, and Steve McNamara will be disappointed, knowing that it was a good attacking opportunity, maybe to get another set of 6, maybe to get some energy back into those legs, some of the bigger players in the middle.
So Saints untroubled so far in their control of this game. 22-0. They lead. Here is Fage. Quick hands.
Good shot.
And the ball goes forward. That's better from the Catalan defence. Fuad Yaha with a big tackle.
Well, they had a 4-on-3 then, Saints. They go down the short side, they get the hands. And you see that Fuad Yaha, he wedges in on Aguama straight away. Cuts that play out. As you think, if that ball goes to Tommy Makerson, that could have been a try.
Halfway line, Catalan Dragons in possession, and these two sides watched by a host of cardboard cutouts. Sadly, the stands on the far side full of those images. Let's hope that there are some backsides on seats soon, because that's what a game like this needs. It's with the Catalan Dragons, and it's with Matt Whitley. Samisoni Langi, who was in great form before the season hiatus started, and Langi has to scramble for that ball as it's offloaded. But Catalan haven't been able to recapture the form they showed in those weeks back in February and March. They're in possession now. Here is Tom Davis, and Davis puts the brakes on before Saints can bundle him into touch like they did in the first half. Israel Folau. Maloney kicks crossfield. Langi is going to challenge for it, and that's offside, says the referee, Ben Thaler.
We're 50 minutes in here, Terry. I don't know what's been the most impressive for the St Helens side, their attack or the defence here, as they cope with this kick again here. I know they don't get the ball, but I think they had enough players there to prevent a try.
Well, look at the scoreboard. It tells you that the defence has been really good. The outside backs for Catalan haven't been in this game at all. Here's a high shot now from Samoa. He puts his hand up straight away. Samoa, last time he carried the ball, he got his arm free, got an offload, it went on the floor. You can see every time Saints carry the ball forward, they've got people in support. Samoa, you can see, plants his feet because Bentley's footwork at the line. So all of a sudden now, they were close to Saints' line, and now they're defending near their own line. It just seems to be a repeat effort constantly that seems to be the theme of this game.
Samoa's first Super League appearance for a year. Maybe his timing's a bit rusty. Kyle Amor plays the ball. Here's Batchelor now, Joe Batchelor, brother of Wakefield's James, and Saints about 15 metres out. Roby, Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook. Roby darting once more. Fage again, lovely quick hands. Makinson skipping back in field. Catalan cover is there. He's looking for the gap. He's found it. He has found the gap as Tommy Makinson. He was just probing. and he scented the opportunity. Little chink in the armour, and Makinson was through. And Tommy Makinson gets his second try of this Super League season and celebrates with his teammates.
Well, we see him score some spectacular tries out on the wing when he's running out of space. But he comes back in field looking for that space. You can see all the over-chasers in the Catalan jersey just pushing across, creating space on the edge. And all Makinson's doing is looking up. He's looking for that gap. He's looking for one of those bigger players in the middle of the field just to switch off when the ball goes away from him. He's sheer class, isn't he? The man who was the 2018 Golden Boot winner. Phenomenal player, phenomenal talent. And Christian Wolf knows this has been their day today. Yeah, they've scored plenty of points, but defensively, those Saints fans will be happy as well.
There's no smiles there, and it's hardly surprising, isn't it? You watch your team because you want to be entertained, and they can't find any fun here in watching the side stand behind their own goalposts as Lachlan Coote attempts another conversion. 3 from 5 so far. I think this one's going over. It'll be 28-0, and the Catalan Dragons have some serious thinking to do.
Coote on target. 28-0 it is.
I guess in a sport like rugby, you've got to get the ball to your try scorers. In football, it's your goal scorers. And they give him a chance. There's not much opportunity. He's got out of space. But he finds a new route, makes a new path. And then that dazzling footwork and acceleration through the gap puts him over. I think even Martin Afire would have been proud of that one.
Plenty to celebrate here at Emerald Headingley for the Saints. All smiles. Dominating, and still over a quarter of the game to go. It could be a painful trip. This for the Catalan Dragons back home this evening. And McCarthy Scarsbrook charges onto that ball. Give me that ball! And Louis takes it up to the 20 metres line.
Hold it, boys, hold it! Go, what? You're listening, Jace.
Saints like the sun on their backs, and it's been that sort of performance from them here today. Kyle Aimwart, Aaron Smith is out there for the Saints. Is Lomax. Knowles is driven back in the tackle. Roby having a breather, but he was looking forward to the return. I read his comments about the 6 to go and the opportunities that might give. As that kick is hoisted, Arthur Morgue is underneath it. The young fullback has not done anything wrong. He's taken everything that's come his way. It's been the ones in front of him maybe who've got to put their hands up.
I think if the Dragons voted for a player's player of the match, I'd be surprised if he didn't win it, because he's probably been their best player. He's played with more passion. Look more dangerous, hasn't he? Try-saving tackle on one occasion, almost stopped Coote another. He's done a lot of good things. The rest of the team look a bit lost here, don't they? After that first 10 minutes, they seem to run out of steam. And when Israel Folau was tackled after his break in the first half, pulled up just short of the try line, I don't know whether they lost heart there after the big man couldn't even score.
Here's Samisoni Langi now for the Dragons. The Tongan international plays the ball. Maloney kicks straight downfield. Claimed by Grace. Grace slips just as he was trying to go round Folau.
They're a better side of what they're showing currently in this game. Let's not forget, Catalan have only lost 1 game going into this. But you've got to credit the way Saints are playing. I think that Saints are making Catalan look poor. The way that their outside backs are coming in, they're helping the forwards, the way the forwards are running onto the ball, the small little short tip-on plays that they seem to be doing. Like again, look, numbers, running at the line. Nice little pass from Aimwart to Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook.
Here is Lomax. A one-club man is Johnny Lomax. 227 appearances now for the Saints. Factor in the injuries that he's had, he'd be up near the 300, over the 300 mark, wouldn't he, Johnny Lomax? But he's really shone for them this season, had been doing. Oh, that ball come loose, and it's ended up in the arms of Kevin Nagama. And Makinson again coming in field, again looking for an opportunity.
and just trying to play the way out of trouble then. That's why they made the mistake.
Aaron Smith now on the run. Smith trying to get to the line. He's got there, but he's just stopped. Garcia makes the tackle in the end. But Aaron Smith almost went all the way. Here is Fage. Fage tips it on to Lomax. Lomax. It's Morgan Knowles now. Knowles is tackled by Maloney. Lomax. Fage. Dummy from him and gets away at the second attempt as well. They can't lay a hand on him. A big tackle from Falau and Maloney there on Percival. Aaron Smith now. 4 tackles gone. McCarthy, Scarsbrook spinning little sidestep from LMS. By Thierry it was with the tackle. Here is Fage once more. On to Nagama. Now Makinson. Makinson was looking for one of those trademark finishes. Couldn't quite come up with it. Whitley it was who made the tackle.
Well, there was a remarkable try from the NRL this morning on Sky when a Canterbury player dived in at the corner. It looked impossible, and I think Makinson was attempting something similar, but he couldn't squeeze in from that position. He takes off with that in mind. It's a strong tackle. Have to make sure there's no more points on the scoreboard at that play.
28-0, the Saints lead. And that's a penalty.
Yeah, shoulder charge. Yeah, Bettieri just going across the field. Saints trying to be as physical as they can there. Catalans line restricting the meters. You can see Morgan Knowles it is, and comes out. All he had to do was wrap his arms around. Gives a penalty, gives Catalan that valuable 20 meters that they're looking for to get out of trouble.
Here is Whitley now. Whitley dumps the ball into the hands of Valrix da Costa, who juggled it. Drinkwater by Thierry now. Here is Julien Bousquet. Still inside their own half. The Catalan Dragons yet to trouble the scorer here at Headingley. Joel Tompkins now. Saints defending this emphatic lead. Bousquet once more. Drinkwater gets the pass away to Whitley. Fage with the tackle. Scruffy play the ball. It is another 6 for the Catalan Dragons, signals referee Ben Thaler. Langy. Now here is Maloney. Can the Catalan Dragons make use of this possession now? What is the Saints defence up to? It's been pretty good so far. By Thierry gets the pass away to Maloney. Maloney just glides through. Just a moment's hesitation from the St Helens defence. First real mistake from them in that respect. And Maloney just spotted the opportunity. Little drop of the shoulders. The coach impassive. Maloney gets the try. At last gets the Catalan Dragons on the scoreboard. His second of the season.
Well, they started the game with attacking shapes like this, but they've fallen away in the last 50 minutes or so. They've finally just about regrouped here with more players running through. Malfunction here from the Saints defensive line. It's the first time they've got anything wrong here. They usually have a man in front at least, but he's walked through untouched. And I guess it's understandable after an hour here. Well, it cheers them up a little bit down in Perpignan. The rest of the South of France where they're watching here, but there's a few smiles here for James Maloney and co. I suppose the only thing they can focus on now, Terry, is finishing the final quarter in a stronger manner here. They've been poor for an hour. They've got to build on here now, being the best team in the last 20 minutes.
28-6 then at Emerald Headingley as St Helens lead the Catalan Dragons. We can go back down to the sideline to hear from John Wells.
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, St Helens' game plan being superior. Their game management looks superior as well. Important note, 55 minutes. James Roby, the talisman of this side, comes off the field, not injured. That's a tactical substitution. Aaron Smith comes on. Aaron Smith's 23. He makes his 23rd appearance today. It's games like this and minutes like this that are really, really important for a young hooker hailing from the famous Blackbrook amateur club. Christian Wolf obviously feeling this game's done and dusted, and with the fixture schedule backing up later into October and November, you can see why he's made that change now when it's available to him.
So at least the Catalan Dragons are on the board. And it was Surprisingly easy for Maloney in the end.
Well, Morgan Knowles chasing really hard. He bit in, he wedged in on the dummy runner, thinking that he was going to get the ball, and created that gap for James Maloney. So they'd be really disappointed, Saints, to concede a try when they were in control of this game.
Just at the bottom of your screen there, you can see the fixtures coming up thick and fast here on Sky Sports, coming up thick and fast for these players. They might have been out of action for 4.5 months, but boy, they're going to make up for it in the next few months. It's going to be a tough schedule for them. Catalan in August with a lot of travelling to do. Of course, they now have got the OK to be playing games at home in September, and they'll have, I think, 7 games on their own patch in September. Let's hope that all comes to pass. Well, maybe the boot will be on the other foot then, with the opposition, of course, doing the travelling, which isn't easy at the moment. Catalan hurrying their own plane to get here today. Deep pockets from their chairman Bernard Gouache, who is here today. There he is, and not best impressed, I would imagine, but they have been up against a St Helens side who really have hit the ground running here today.
Yeah, phenomenal the way that they've played, the way they've defended. Like I said, just the way that they roll forward, just keep going. So many people in support, anticipating that offload or late ball at the line.
Here's Carl Amor. That's the 5th tackle. And Farge, little dink over the top. Well, it's a good kick that is, and Morg is there once more, takes the ball, but is immediately closed down by Makinson.
You'd like to see him with a bit of space, wouldn't you? He's got good speed, good footwork, good balance, can beat defenders, but he's just not had it in the right part of the field.
It's Tom Davis. He'll be glad to get a game under his belt. Broke his ankle on his last Super League appearance back in April, so it's been a long wait for him. That was April 2019.
Was in the Good Friday game?
Was, yeah. It's a long time to wait, and then of course, just when he was getting back to fitness, the lockdown came. Here is Lachlan Coots. Be very difficult. You've picked out Arthur Morg for his performance, the Catalan Dragons. How you pick out a man of the match for Saints, because across the park they've been outstanding.
And I think that's probably what's most worrying to the other 9 teams who are watching these two sides play, that it's a complete performance. It's a 17 performance. You know, in the past, some teams have had star players. Saints once had Ben Barber, didn't they, who you had to worry about. Now, so many threats through so many players. Wormsley back on now here to finish the game. Was dominant at the start.
Wormsley straight up the middle, hammering into the Catalan defence. That's the 5th tackle. And Lomax choosing to run it. Coote, Percival loses possession. Catalan survive.
A good defence on Percival. Well, doesn't Johnny Lomax do a decent job of straightening players up and just getting defenders interested, always trying to create that extra man out wide for the likes of Percival and Nguama. They give a penalty here now for a high shot. Again, it will help Catalan to get away from the try line. James Graham it was on Davis.
Rob Elston, Super League Supremo, just, I'm sure, thrilled to see the game out on the field again, the players in action, and Super League up and running. It has taken a lot of effort, and you've got to say well done to everybody who's managed to get the show back on the road, to the players in particular for the sacrifices they have made, and coming here today to go through all the protocol that they've got to go through, and then to put a big effort on the pitch. And that's another penalty. Ooh, and Julien Busquet not best impressed by Bentley's behaviour there.
Just sticking your hand in his face. Think about what you're doing. Oi, oi. Calm it down.
So do we explain that that's a penalty because it's foul play rather than just an infringement where, you know, you're trying to slow down the opponents? Foul play is a penalty.
Rather than 6 to go.
Yes, sorry, I should say.
Catalan looking to capitalise on that. It's 12 minutes or so to go. Would do their spirits good for the journey home if they could at least finish on a high. At least they've got points on the board. They're a long way behind on that scoreboard. Here is Busquets now. Drives it in once more. Graham gets to grips with him. Good defence from Saints. Quickly closing down Jason Baitieri. Bentley in the thick of it. He has been outstanding as well. Drinkwater's little kick. Referee says play on. And nothing doing for the Catalan Dragons there.
He just ricochets off a Saints player as tried to kick this ball through. Drinkwater.
There is Josh Drinkwater making the tackle. Back at the Catalan Dragons after time at Hull Kingston Rovers.
There just doesn't seem many panicking in Saints. You're looking at Saints across the field, and there's players moving. When the halfback's telling them what to do, they're reacting. When Smith's telling them what to do, they're reacting off the ruck. So much easier for any big forward when your halves and your hookers are telling you what to do.
Morg. Bentley makes the tackle on the full-back. Here is Davis now. No place for Lewis Tierney in the Catalan Dragons side, another former Wigan man. 40-metre line. Here is Tom Davis once more. Davis, one of the number of great wingers that the Wigan Warriors have had in recent years, and that's probably why he's at the Catalan Dragons, because competition so fierce in that particular position.
Yeah.
Liam Marshall, Don Manfredi. Here's another great winger.
And they take a risk, don't they, as the team, their own team tired. You kick the ball close to Regan Grace inside the last 10 minutes of a match, and you've got some bigger gaps, spaces between the defenders wider. So a risky player there to tease Regan Grace.
Another 6 to go.
Now as I go on this side.
10 minutes of this game to go. And coming up, Huddersfield Giants against the Leeds Rhinos. That's next on Sky Sports Arena and on Main Event, and it's Leeds who I think Saints will face next. Maybe a tougher challenge. Wormsley now. Wormsley manages to fling the ball away. Offload to Theophage. Here is Bentley once more. Fage. Wormsley again, and Wormsley facing, hand in the face of Busquets, off for the try line, and Wormsley gets a sensational try. He's left Julian Busquets on the ground. He's left the Catalan Dragons in his wake, and Alex Wormsley has added his name to the score sheet, his 3rd of the season, and a rumbling, rumbustious, rampant try from Alex Wormsley seals surely this Saints victory.
Well, you said, Bill, back on the field for the last 15 minutes. Let's see what he can do. He gets the offload away. Now this man, he's 6'7", so it takes him a bit longer to get back up. And then he gets the big joust out on Julian Busquets and floors him. He's about 18 stone, Julian Busquets. And when he gives it the big see you later in his face, just knocks him backwards. But what I like about him is the effort on effort to offload the ball, then to get up, know that the ball is still alive, and offers himself. Not only does he offer himself, he floors his opponent and scores a try.
That was impressive, very impressive. It's delighted one set of fans, disappointed the other, but you're right, Terry, to get up off the floor and have 2 runs in one play is pretty remarkable. To score at the end of it, even more so.
McCoot 4 from 6, and this one pretty straightforward from him. as Saints hit 30 points. Coote adds the extras. 34-6. Walmsley the try scorer, third of the season.
Well, they scored 3 tries in the first half. They've now got 3 in the second, and they're all of different skill set, really. Different ways that they've been able to break through and embarrass their opponents here with raw power. It was forward firepower that really set them up at the start of the season, and Alex Walmsley typifies that more than any other player at the club. But the more than 1 or 2 stars, they are a complete squad, and I guess the squad strength and rotation over the remainder of this season will be the test to see whether they can get back to retain that trophy that they won last year.
He got 2 tries against the Salford Red Devils in round 1, did Alex Walmsley. That's his first try since then. Just seems like another lifetime, doesn't it? Round 1, February. And this is actually a round 4 game. This one because of it was postponed because of Saints World Club Challenge commitments. It takes some getting your head round this, doesn't it? Hang on, this is August and it's a round 4 game. But such has been life, such has been the upheaval. But Saints look like the Saints of old.
They do. In a condensed competition, you've got to start back well, and the Saints have done that, looking like the real deal today.
They'll put the kick in down the sideline. Just finds touch.
Said Bill, the Saints look like the Saints of old. At the beginning of the year, they didn't look like the Saints of old, did they, when they only won 2 out of the first 5 games? But different attitude, different commitment from them in this game defensively. I was saying they were really good, just 1 lapse in concentration, which led to a try from the man who's going to play the ball, and James Maloney. But the way that they've hunted as a team to slow down this Catalan side and take away and nullify the threats that they have.
Catalan Dragons will be back here next weekend. They'll face the Castleford Tigers on their return. Saints, as mentioned, will be up against the Leeds Rhinos. Be interesting to see that Huddersfield Leeds coming up. Could be a big game, that. Here is Casti on the halfway line. Maloney now. Maloney, try scorer, the only try scorer in this game for the Catalan Dragons, heading for the last 5 minutes. And then Drinkwater thumps that ball into the sky. Coote is underneath it. A good chase from Arthur Morg.
He was the only one who showed any energy, really. The young fullback Morg to pressure his opposite, Lachlan Coote.
Certainly justified Steve McNamara's faith as Arthur Morg.
Well, he looks a talent. He's only going to get better. The more game time he gets playing and this getting into the speed of Super League and doing his job and playing with his teammates, he looks like a phenomenal talent so far.
Here is Walmsley once more.
Sam Tompkins returns, though. They might see Morg on the bench, really, as a player to, if the game does become a faster sport than it was before we had the rule change, then I think Morg could be the ideal player, cover several positions as an attacking ball player.
Well, that kick is a tester, and it's come up for Graham, and Graham has given it to Farge, and Farge has given it to Lomax, and scrambling defence from the Dragons, but it's come to Makinson, who couldn't take it, and he holds his head in his hands in anguish.
Was there too much unselfish play here from Saints? Look at this, the amount of players that were there. James Graham, could he have got there? No, it was a little turn up for Theo Fires. Then Johnny Lomax looks inside instead of going towards the big side, or even going himself towards the sticks.
Even golden boot winners can drop clangers occasionally.
Holds his head in his hands. He can laugh about it now. I guess if 2 point behind, it would have been a bit more of a different story. Oh.
Look, if it's not going to be a spectacular try, he doesn't want to score it, does he?
That's it, exactly. If it's just a stroll over, we're not interested. Here is Fuad Yaha. No opportunity for him, and he's no slouch in the try-scoring stakes. Fuad Yahad scored in every game ahead of this, all 4 of them. Remy Casti, 35, 325 Catalan appearances. Had that brief spell at the Sydney Roosters, otherwise he's a one-club man. Here's Percival. Saints fans will be delighted to see Mark Percival back in action after that worrying shoulder injury. He's looked good as well. So many positives for the Saints to take from this game. Halfway line. Here's Makinson across the field. Links up with fellow wingman Regan Grace, but Catalan defenders up very quickly on Grace. Zebtea recovered from that knock to the head in the collision with Alrix da Costa. Referee had called held. Zebtea plays the ball. Wormsley. Casti. Big tackle on Wormsley. Upends the prop forward. Lomax loops the ball over the top. Ambitious pass from Johnny Lomax. When you're 34 points to 6 ahead, you can afford to be ambitious like that.
Seemed to drift forward a little bit, didn't it? But I think you're right. In the last 5 minutes here now, the Saints have hit contentment here, and they know they've done a brilliant job. Probably nervous coming into this, playing against the Catalan side. Big names on paper, but they haven't performed today. Tackling's not been good enough, and the accuracy of the passes at times let them down. Perhaps understandable, they've had such a long time off, but very little room for error now in 2020.
I'll be honest, lads, I've been really disappointed with Catalan. I was expecting big things from them. Like I said, they only lost 1 game out of 4 at the start of the year. I was expecting them to come in and really set down a marker. They haven't done that. Too many of the big stars just haven't stood up.
Well, they'll head for home and a week's training and see if they can put it right. Here is fullback Arthur Morgue. Joel Tompkins. And when you think that St Helens went into this game missing their top try scorer, Luke Thompson, of course, now in the NRL, missing his firepower, but really doesn't look as though that's going to be much of a problem. James Graham returning, because Catalan knocked that ball down. That'll be the turnover.
You can't do a lot more than this, haven't you? They've denied their opponents. They've 1 try scored in an 80-minute performance here. They've conceded, and
they'll
fantastic.
be annoyed at that because it was such a soft try, wasn't it, Maloney's try?
Yeah, just a bad read in defence. And you know, I'm just looking across the team for Catalan. Probably the best player in today's game has probably been the lowest paid player. I don't know that. I'm just assuming it because he's the most inexperienced. He's one of the youngest. And Arthur Morgue, but he's certainly come away from this game with some stripes.
Nice play. Good attack from their own half here.
Makinson back in field. Batchelor as the hooter sounds, and St Helens resume the Super League season with an emphatic victory over Steve McNamara's Catalan Dragons side. James Graham returns to the Red V.